Hello, everybody. I'm Oliver Sachik.
And I'm Julian McCool.
And this is Galactic Sports Talk. Well, as you all like to know, we talk about Bills, ball, and force.
Of course.
But we're changing things up this week. We are going to have a special guest, Mr. Gabe Ferreira. He just appeared out of nowhere. I don't know how this happened.
Hey guys.
Well, nice to have you on the show, Gabe.
Strong in the force you are.
Thank you for having me, guys. Happy to be here.
So, if you could, for our viewers, just tell a little bit about yourself.
Yeah.
Who you're at Bonas.
Yeah. I'm Gabe Ferreira. I'm a adolescence education major, concentration in history. On campus, I'm an RA, and I've known these two since freshman year. So very excited to be on this show. Huge Bills fan, huge Star Wars fan. So, this is my cup of tea. I've been a Bills fan since I can remember. My dad got me, had me become a fan because he's been a fan his whole life. So thanks, Dad. I appreciate it. And been a Star Wars fan. I was thinking earlier, I don't really know when I started loving Star Wars. I think it kind of just happened. Back in like first or second grade, saw the Clone Wars.
Oh, peak.
And yeah, from there on, I was just a huge fan. So yeah.
Also, you have the greatest collection of Hawaiian shirts I've ever seen.
I do, yeah.
I mean,
he is Mr. Hawaiian.
Like almost every day is a Hawaiian shirt. Almost
Every day. I mean, I can't believe I'm not wearing one right now.
Cold.
Yeah.
I'm letting the viewers down by not wearing the Hawaiian shirt, but it is freezing out. I do have a collection of over 50 Hawaiian shirts, so
yeah,
I like to wear them as often as I can, pretty much every day.
Alrighty. Well, since Gabe introduced himself, let's get right into it. Why not? We got to talk about the Bills. Obviously, this is part of this podcast.
Greatest team on the planet.
Coming off of a greatest team on the planet, I would say. Coming off a really impressive win, 39-34 in Buffalo, snowy game against Cincinnati. Joe Burrow, T. Higgins, Jamar Chase. Kind of like a surprising hero in that game for the Bengals, Mike Gesicki.
Yeah.
Really dominant game for him. But the Bills were able to find the big plays when they needed it. Christian Benford had that pick six. Kind of changed the game for Buffalo. It was looking really bleak for them there in the fourth quarter. And that play single-handedly won them the game.
Yeah, me and Oliver and another friend, we were watching the game, and they were driving down the field. At that point, it was a 10-point game, and we were like, "Oh, the game might be over. We're not even gonna have a chance at the division." And then Christian Benford, out of nowhere, just grabs the ball from the air and takes it to the house, and that. I think the entire building erupted too. You can hear other people screaming. We were screaming. It was a fantastic moment.
Yeah, I was in the dining hall, and a group of guys were watching it on their phone instead of the TV, and they were a little bit ahead, and you heard them go, oh my God, and everyone looked to the TV, and there it was live, and the whole hickey erupted. Everyone was like, oh my God, everywhere in Bills jerseys. So it was awesome play.
And then the back-to-back interception that put the icing on the cake there after getting the pick right after that again.
I mean, I turned back to the TV a couple minutes later. We had the ball back. I was like, what the heck happened? How did that happen?
Yeah. And it wasn't just the defense coming out with big plays. They had a rough game for the most part until the fourth quarter when they had those back-to-back picks off Burrow. But Josh Allen had to be Superman once again, as we all know him to be. Had 4 touchdowns. He had a 4-yard rushing touchdown. He threw that first touchdown pass, crazy touchdown pass. It was a fourth down, right?
Yeah, it was 4th and 4.
4th and 4. They're already down the game, 14-3.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They needed a touchdown, and Josh Allen did Josh Allen things.
Yeah, and I mean, that's a testament to what the Bills really need to rely on. Is Josh Allen really putting this team on his back to beat, good quarterbacks like a Joe Burrow. And in a season where it seems like Mahomes, Lamar, and Burrow might not make it, maybe him putting the team on his back against, let's say, these a little above average quarterbacks might be just enough to get the Bills to the Super Bowl for the first time since the 90s.
Yeah, 100%. And I think it goes to show where Josh Allen, he just plays his best when he's against good teams where you got to win. Against bad teams, it seems like he's a mediocre quarterback, but against the good teams when it really counts, he shows up.
it's kind of like a battle of two worlds, honestly. Like he used to blow out these like really easy wins, these really easy opponents. Like if we were playing the Texans back in, say, the Texans game, if we played that 3 years ago, I think that Bills team would absolutely destroy that Texans team. I know that Texans defense is really scary, the best defense in the NFL. But right now, if the Bills had the weapons they did that year, would easily beat that team.
Yeah, I agree with that as well. And going to this New England game this week, where maybe not your playoff aspirations, but maybe the division aspirations is on the line here after being division winners for over 5 straight years.
Yeah, and not only is it your division aspirations, it's your chance at the 1 seed.
Right.
If they don't win this game this weekend, I think you can kiss those hopes goodbye. They're gone. I mean, New England, it'll be easy last 3 games for them. If they come through with a win this weekend. The Bills are traveling to Foxborough.
Yep.
Tough place to play. They had to play there a lot. They lost a lot to a guy who wore number 12 named Tom Brady. But there's a new quarterback in town, Drake May.
Yeah.
Been really consistent this year. But the one thing that they've been labeling on New England throughout the year is their strength of schedule.
Right.
Not a really hard schedule. They played Tampa and us once already, the Bills. And that's really it for like high tier opponents. Most of their teams are like the Falcons or the Jets.
The Browns.
Teams are notably,
the Jets.
I hate to say it, but they're ass. But this is going to be a true litmus test for either the Bills or the Patriots on if they're the number 1 seed or not, or they're at least the AFC East champions.
And I also think people really think this is like the Bills need to prove something. I think the Bills don't really need to prove that much at all. I think it's more, what does New England have to bring now, being back from the shadows after being, pretty bad these last couple seasons, and now getting their franchise quarterback, as we see it, Drake May, who's right now, he can win the MVP. And like you said, strength of schedule, they haven't really played anybody that particularly great other than maybe us and Tampa. So it's kind of, let's see if they can, I guess, take the division right then and there, and let's see if they can ride the wave what they've been riding. I think.
For sure. And I think another thing with this game, I saw Stephen A. talking about this earlier, is Stephon Diggs. I don't know how you guys feel about him, but I got a love-hate relationship, and I got my love out of the way earlier. I'm glad to see him succeed, but it'd be very nice to see us go in New England and kind of rile them up, beat Stephon Diggs, beat New England.
And Matt Collins.
And I love Matt Collins. That would make me sad seeing him lose. But Stephon Diggs, I mean, it's his old team, a team where there was definitely some hard feelings when he left. So it'll be interesting to see how he plays. He had a great game when he played the Bills earlier this season.
Yeah.
12 targets, 10
catches, over 100
something yards,
140 something yards.
Yeah,
he didn't get a touchdown, but he would literally the number one receiver in that game.
He was moving them down the field that game.
Yeah,
and I was at that game. And I was very depressing to be there. Yeah. I did not want to be there, and I wanted to leave immediately after they kicked the field goal. But after I stayed. But like you said, though, he can make an impact in this game, 100%.
And what I'll say is just this aspect. Do you think for both of you here, do you think he got his revenge out of the way? That revenge factor that, I don't know if he really actually has a grudge against Buffalo, but Buffalo decided to go a different route with how they were going to go with their receiver core here. They decided to go down that, new receivers like Joshua Palmer and Keon Coleman outside of what they had already with Stephon Diggs.
I don't know. I think I have no idea what revenge he's really looking for. Yeah. If he does have a grudge against Buffalo.
Exactly.
It seems like his take on that has changed up a lot this season. And he's gone more down the route of, me and Buffalo parted ways. Like, Josh Allen's my brother. I'm glad to see him succeed. But I think if New England comes and they win the division for the first time in I don't know how many years.
5 years.
5 years.
I think that's ultimately the revenge that, if he is looking for revenge, that's the revenge Diggs is looking for. Coming back into the division and taking what the Bills hold really dear, and that's the division title.
Right, and I agree with you similarly. I don't think he's actively looking to, obviously that he wants to beat the Buffalo Bills because that's the next opponent on the schedule. But I don't think it's more in the fact that like I need to beat them because they did me wrong.
Right.
I just think more in the sense that maybe I think him leaving Buffalo, going to Houston for that one season kind of humbled him in a way because he was like all right, but then he got hurt. And I feel like that really humbled him in a sense and like appreciating what he was.
Yes. He's honestly, if you've ever watched any press conferences from his time here in New England, I mean, it's already really short, but he's kind of seemed more like a team leader.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He's the veteran presence on that offense right now.
Yeah.
He's trying to do the same thing he did with Josh Allen on Drake May. He's trying to help elevate his game. And obviously, it's worked so far.
Right.
Drake May is, you could technically say he's part of the MVP or Offensive Player of the Year conversation at the moment.
Right. What would you say are the keys to this game, you think, for the Bills to find a way to win and, not really, I guess, win the division at all because they still have to play more games, but maybe control more of that outcome?
Run the ball.
On the ball?
If you beat New England at what they're good at best, run defense. Mike Vrabel has praised his defense for being able to stop the run, even though they're not like the most talented defense up front. I mean, Milton Williams, if you think about it, is really their best defensive.
He's out this week.
And he's out this week. So they're going to have backups coming in there. It's going to be probably a rotation game for them to keep the run game, low for us. But they got to face a really tough running back in James Cook here for the Bills. I think if they run the ball very well, just like, I mean, even if it's like 2/3 of what they did in Pittsburgh earlier this year, where they absolutely decimated that Steelers team with the ground attack, I feel like you're going to win there. It'll also help open up the passing game for Josh Allen, so he doesn't have to make so many of those superhero plays like that touchdown pass early on in the Bengals game to Shakir. You won't have to do that. So I think if you have a consistent run attack, you have a really good shot to win someday.
Yeah.
With that, I think also the D-line start pressuring May. I've seen some pretty rough interception throws from May this year, typically when he's pressured. So I think that'd be a big aspect of the game if the defense can step up, maybe
get Bosa back.
I don't know, is Bosa back this?
So I think he's limited.
Okay.
So there's a chance he's probably gonna be questionable heading out of tomorrow, right? Because I think they're gonna travel to Foxborough Saturday.
Yeah.
So I think their last practice will be Friday. But another thing on the injury note, Will Campbell, he's going to be out. He's on IR. He's out for 4 games.
Yeah.
That's their franchise.
And that's their franchise tackle. He is the main pass protector for Drake May. So,
right.
If you get Bosa back, if he's healthy enough to at least play like, I don't know, 30, 35% of the snaps, they could have a huge advantage over on the left side of the offensive line.
Right. And I think that can change, honestly, the play calling for the Patriots because despite the Bills not being great at stopping the run, New England doesn't really have that kind of like run game that like scares you per se.
They have a 3-back set with Antonio Gibson, Ramondre Stevenson, and rookie Travion Henderson.
Right, and they're all solid running backs in their own right. But they're not like the bell cat. They're not they're not Jonathan Taylor. Not even the James Cook who's on the other side with the Bills.
Right.
So I think this game's going to be very one-dimensional, like we're saying, with Drake May and him being the MVP. We'll see if he is truly maybe one of the MVPs going into this game because this Bills defense is number 2 against the pass, despite going against the Bengals who have Joe Burrow and T. Higgins, but they were still pretty solid.
They were pretty solid, and they did their job in the fourth quarter, getting those 2 picks. Those really mattered.
Yeah,
right.
And I think they made some great adjustments as the game went on. I always say that we're definitely a second half team, it seems like, but I mean, those first couple drives against the Bengals had, like, our secondary looked rough. They were just letting a ton of space.
Letting everything that Joe Burrow wanted happen.
100%.
Everything.
And I think as the game went on, we made some adjustments. Our secondary made some adjustments, and we looked a lot better. So I think that's another thing I'm looking to see against the Patriots is what adjustments we can make against a young quarterback and see how our secondary can step up.
Gotcha. So what would you say is going to be the final score of this game?
You first or me?
I'm thinking, I don't know.
I'll go with 9 first. 30-20 Buffalo. I think we're gonna score 30 points. It's a tough defense. They have a great coach. They're coached very well by Mike Vrabel. But I think this is when, like a very experienced team matters. This final month, this final stretch of games, these 4 games.
Mhm.
Teams like Buffalo, I think they're set up for success right now. They can get the plays in the big moments. We saw it with Cincinnati. We'll bring it up again. Those picks mattered.
Right.
Josh Allen made big plays when it mattered. I don't know if this New England team with the young Drake May only in his second year, he's not even through 2 full seasons. Like he might not have that experience that he needs to go out and win these final 4 games.
Gotcha.
So I'm taking 30-20 Buffalo.
Gotcha. And I have Buffalo winning this game as well. I have it going being 27-19. And the sole purpose why is because I do think Bills are going to win time of possession due to the fact that New England, like I said, don't really have a run game. And when you really don't have a run game, you really can't control the game in terms of running the ball and really controlling the clock. And I think the Bills, despite maybe some of the offensive woes this season, I think they've done a good job being able to control the clock and control the game to their terms a lot of the time.
Yep.
So that's why I'm going to take Buffalo in this game.
They're really, I truly believe that our run defense will step up this weekend, and they're going to be able to, have a better focus on what Drake May did to them last time. I mean, because he decimated them in the earlier meeting this year when the Bills played in the rivalry jerseys at home, and obviously nobody wants to wear those jerseys anymore because they kicked their curse.
Bad voodoo.
Bad juju. So what do you think, Gabe?
I've been thinking while you guys were talking. I don't have a solid answer, but I'm gonna go with give me 17-24 Buffalo.
Okay.
I think it's gonna be close, kind of like a nail biter at the end.
Yeah.
But the defense is gonna hold off, and the offense is gonna outscore the Patriots for sure.
Yeah. So obviously a really exciting game, maybe game of the week.
Right.
Obviously, we don't have to really worry about Thursday Night Football, which is actually happening tonight as we record. Awful game, the Falcons and Buccaneers. Like, are any of you going to tune into that game? I don't think
Maybe not. I got work to do.
I think that would be any time I spend on that game is a waste of valuable time.
I think I might have it on the back while I'm folding laundry.
Yeah.
But yeah, this Bills Patriots game, biggest game between these two opponents since, I don't know, maybe
Mac Jones
rookie year when they were actually like a really consistent team and they were able to execute on, plays. New England hasn't been able to do that since Mac Jones rookie season. Now they finally got that this year. So very interesting to see the outcome in that game. So let's switch to a different topic. A little dark now, sadly, and not sadly.
I'm not sad.
I'm not sad at all.
I'm happy.
I think a lot of NFL fans, especially Chiefs fans, are really upset about the events that occurred at Arrowhead last Sunday night. Houston versus Kansas City did not go in Kansas City's way whatsoever. I would say with that loss, their season's pretty much over. I think they're going to need a crap ton of help.
Yeah.
they do.
And they're going to have to win out.
Yeah.
They have to go. They actually don't have to go on the road at all for this game. The Chargers are coming them. The Chargers are coming off a very impressive win with a quarterback that was like half healthy, literally had a broken hand, and he was forced to play.
Yeah.
And they somehow got out of there with a win against again another struggling team, the Philadelphia Eagles. Both those Super Bowl teams really struggling.
Yeah.
But let's focus more on the Kansas City Chiefs. It's been an awful year.
Yep.
I mean, like this is an embarrassment to what this franchise has been for the past around a decade.
Right.
They've been the most dominant team in the NFL and the most dominant team in the AFC and the AFC West in particular.
Right.
Now you're seeing this Chargers team that's 9-4 and this Broncos team, which has been really, really, really good this year. And another great head coach on that team in Sean Payton at 11-2. The Chiefs, they cannot win their division anymore. They cannot win the AFC West, and they have that 6-7 record, under 500 for the first time in December in a decade. I'm going to ask you guys both this question. If you were the Hunt family, what is one change you would make to the organization to help them win down the stretch here? Or if it's a change that's like in the offseason when the season's over?
I think one of the key parts of their offseason is going to be whether or not they have a good draft where they can get players that next year make an impact. I think for the last couple of years, we've seen them draft players who were good. There's no doubt about that. But I don't think they're finding their guy in that position, and also you're seeing them draft these guys that for whatever reason they're not making an impact their rookie year, and a lot of times their sophomore year. Like Rashi Rice, obviously off-field complications.
He's had a couple like really outstanding big games.
Yeah.
He can get a lot of receiving yards, but like then there's other games where he's really off.
Yeah, he's not there. And
Xavier Worthy too.
Worthy.
Their first round pick this past offseason,
Josh Simmons,
and he's injured now, and
he's injured and possibly might not play the rest of the year because he's at IR.
So I think that's going to be their key to next year. Is I think they've got some great guys on their team, some talent, but I think other than that talent, other than their most talented guys, depth wise, it kind of just falls off. They gotta find some guys who can make plays, who can come into this team next year and start making an impact.
Right, and I agree with Gabe on the point that I think really this season there's really not much they can do.
Yeah,
it's a little too late to really try, and also why it's too late is because all the teams in the wild card, other than the Colts, who's not in the wild card, who's in the hunt, who's over them, they don't have the tiebreaker over anyone that's in the playoff picture at this very moment. Mm-hmm. So because of that, it's really hard for them. They really, like you said, need a lot of help from other teams beating other teams. But I guess going into this offseason, every time the Chiefs have looked bad, it's been two reasons. They can't really run the ball, and their offensive line cannot protect Patrick Mahomes when they go against an above-average defense.
Yeah.
We've seen it time again against Tampa in the Super Bowl a few years ago, where that entire game Mahomes was running for his life.
Yeah.
We saw it against the Eagles last year in the Super Bowl, where he like almost got hurt.
Yeah.
One point, not to break up the conversation here, but that Tampa Super Bowl was half a decade ago.
Yeah.
That is how long ago that was. And that team was way different than the team we see right from the Chiefs right now.
Yeah.
Mahomes is a more explosive thrower.
Tyreek Hill.
Yeah, Tyreek Hill.
Yeah.
Travis Kelce was in his prime. Mm-hmm. They had Mitchell Schwartz.
Sammy Watkins.
Bill Hodgins.
They had a really, really, really outstanding team.
They did, yeah.
And they got, again, their first Super Bowl where they really got embarrassed.
Yeah.
And continue.
Yeah, then and you see how there's a pattern here. When you can't really run the ball and you can't really protect Patrick Mahomes, everything else just crumbles around them, despite having one of the better defenses in the league. If your offense can't really do much, what good is your defense?
Yeah.
So I really think going into this offseason, they have a couple questions. One, like, Kelce, can you please leave?
Yeah.
Like, I think it's your time. If you're going to Cannon, it's
on the screen. That play, I think, ended his NFL career.
Yeah, that was rough.
That was one of the worst fumbled catches I've ever seen.
Yeah.
It was honestly like not the greatest throw from Mahomes. Mm-hmm. It was still a solid throw. You still should have caught.
When he had it, I can't fathom how the ball went from in his two hands, like in the middle of his chest, to just over the shoulder and the arms and the
back. You just put it right over his shoulder.
I
don't really know. And this is what I think. I mean, I agree. Like, you got to start restructuring this roster. It's got to be younger. You got to find guys who can really step up in the draft. That is where they have to do really well because they haven't been able to draft, at least especially with their top picks. It's the same thing kind of what Buffalo has. You're seeing this with Keon Coleman right now. Make sure, I think on one of our past episodes of Galactic Sports Talk, I got to plug it. We did talk about Keon Coleman and his struggles, but it's the same thing they're having with their wide receivers here.
Especially Xavier Worthy.
And this is what I'll say. If I were to do one thing, if I was the Hunt family, I'm kindly asking Andy Reid to accept a promotion to an executive role, aka force him to retire.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I just think his style of football that he has implemented into this Chiefs team right now, it's just too archaic. It's not. He was a coach of the past. I mean, this was a guy who, had his high here in Kansas City, but he's been coaching, head coach in the NFL since 1999 with the Philadelphia Eagles.
Yeah.
And that's when the Philadelphia Eagles had rookie Donovan McNabb. But that's how long ago it's been. And that guy's been out of the league for almost 15 years. But think about it, Andy Reid's been here for a long time. He's had a lot of success. before he tarnishes that, I think he should just accept a promotion or just kind of retire.
I agree with that. Like, you watch the Chiefs play this year, and it's just consistently they look sluggish. And I don't know if that's something in the locker room. I really don't know what that's about. But you watch this past Texans game, and they just, I mean, this is a game they have to win to keep their playoff dreams alive and well. And they just look like sluggish. They look like they don't care. And I'm curious, and I agree. I think it's time some fresh ideas come into the building, and I think that's a good point. Yeah.
I will say this as well with Andy Reid, just to solidify my point. A couple weeks ago in a press conference, he said that people just have to be patient, and he would tickle their tonsils, which is just like
He hurt their tonsils, man.
I feel like he hurt their tonsils. Like I agree with you, Julian. Like,
I think that comment alone, he's got to go.
I mean, this game just left a sour taste in my mouth because they could have easily won this game if they had any fraction of an offense that they usually have.
Yeah.
Because the Texans were not like blowing them out. I mean, it was only 20-10 game when it was all over, and it was a 10-point win for Houston. Still impressive, but Houston's offense is not really that great either. And they could have, if they just, like I said, had a fraction. The Chiefs had a fraction of the offense they had half a decade ago. A lot different story.
And speaking of their offense, this week I've been seeing the argument thrown around. Well, the Chiefs have this makeshift wide receiver room, and it's a wonder that they're even doing this well with Patrick Mahomes. That's just not true. That's just not true when I see that argument. Because if Josh Allen had some of these wide receivers, I mean, I think the Bills season is a whole other story. You know what I mean?
I mean, if they have a healthy, non having issues off the field Rashee Rice in their lineup, it could be a totally different season for Buffalo right now.
Right. And I think it's one of the things where it's like the offense is having trouble, and I think it goes off what Julian's saying too, where it's like they need a run game. They need some other option than their passing game. And even right now, their passing game, it looks dull. Like it doesn't look explosive or like omnipotent like it has in past years. It just looks dull.
And if they get new leadership, what if that leadership wants to blow up this roster? What if they want to say maybe they want to trade Chris Jones?
I feel it. I mean,
Which
that's
could
a
be
start, though.
because he's aging. He's getting up there in age. I think he's 31 right now.
He's worth a lot of money.
And he's worth a lot of money. He's still a solid player.
Yeah.
But he can't play all the snaps.
Yeah.
He can't. I mean, it's been proven here the past 2 years. He's in there for pass rush, and that's pretty much it. He used to be in there for like run plays, but not anymore.
Yeah.
So you think maybe like this is a question for both of you again. If they bring in new leadership, say they get a new GM or they get a new head coach here and they replace Andy Reid, do they start blowing up this roster? Because obviously we know like Kelsey's gonna be gone. They could trade Chris Jones, and they're probably not gonna trade like an Isaiah McDuffie or a Mahomes. But I mean, what if something like that actually happens though?
Yeah. I think it comes back to the question that a lot of people ask about the Bills, where it's how many more years realistically do you have Mahomes in his quote unquote prime? That Mahomes is going to be.
He's already 30.
Right. That Mahomes is realistically going to be able to take you to the Super Bowl. And I think if that answer is 1 or 2 years, it probably isn't. But then I say you keep the team together. You build off, see if you make a couple more Super Bowl runs. But if the organization is under the impression that Mahomes is going to keep producing for the next half a decade, maybe more, then I think there is like I think there's that idea that blow up
the roster,
trade away a few guys and go on a 1 to 2 year rebuild, see what you can do, you know?
Yeah, and kind of, I guess, now we're going to look at it, I guess, because this is kind of the Chiefs, debacle. Then you have the Chargers, who got something to prove. They can still win the division, too, in the AFC West. And this is a good opportunity not only to, get a more head up in your division, but to knock out the Chiefs, not once, but twice this season.
Yeah.
Which hasn't really been done in a long time for the Chargers. So,
right.
And you have Jim Harbaugh, who second season in the coming back to the NFL with the Chargers. They're they're underrated team.
I mean, and like I said, like that big win for the Chargers this past weekend on Monday night against the Eagles.
It was an ugly game.
Ugly game. But they did what they needed to do to win.
Yeah.
Their offense still got enough points to get them to the finish line.
Yeah.
And the defense came out with that huge pick by Tony. Didn't think Tony Jefferson had that in his game anymore. Fantastic pick.
He's like 35, right?
He's up there. I thought he was out of the league already. I didn't think he was still playing with the Chargers, but yeah, they got something. I think they have something to prove.
Yeah.
What a win it would be. What a confidence booster it would be for this Chargers team to go into Kansas City and knock the Chiefs clean out of the playoffs.
Yeah.
Right.
But I will say this, just to add on to that, Jim Harbaugh in his post-game interview, he said that Eagles win was like almost up there with his kids being poor. I thought that was amusing, but like maybe he really does mean that though. He's that type of guy. So this game means a lot to the Chargers.
If I'm his kids, I'm feeling a little offended.
Yeah.
I mean, big win, but geez.
God, like
Yeah.
you're valuing a football game over
And it's not even the Super Bowl, not even a playoff game, you know? That didn't do anything. I love Harbaugh.
I love Harbaugh's energy, but like maybe tone it down.
Yeah,
when it comes
just
to
a little.
stuff. But predictions for this game.
Yeah.
Do the Chiefs fall to 8 losses?
See, I think, like you said, it's an Arrowhead, and it's pretty. I feel like for the Chargers, it's hard to beat the Chiefs twice. I don't think anybody in the AFC West has.
And the Chargers are for.
Yeah.
Yep, and they don't have tackles.
Yeah.
And despite maybe the Chiefs' offense not looking as great, the Chargers' defense is. I mean, we saw what they did against the Eagles, but I feel like the Chiefs usually play the Chargers pretty well.
Yeah.
Like all them, whether if it's a winner, very hard to beat a team twice, let alone beat them again at their stadium.
Yeah.
With their playoff dreams on the line. So I'm gonna go with Kansas City, and also I feel like losing 3 games in a row is tough to do in the NFL, and they don't really do that. So I'm going with Kansas City.
I hate to say it, but I'm with Julian here. I'm leaning towards the Chiefs. I think, like you said, they've got a lot to prove. They got a chip on their shoulder from last week, and this is do or die pretty much. And I think they're losing to the Broncos. What is it? Next week or
like 2 weeks a week.
So I don't think it, in the grand scheme of things, really matters.
Yeah.
But I think they're gonna win this game, and yeah, I don't think it's gonna be a pretty win either, though. I don't think it's gonna be a pretty game in general.
Yeah.
It's gonna be rough, but
I'll start off with this. I don't know if you guys watched the Sunday Night Football game last year between these two teams. You know, like Travis Kelce after that fumble catch that resulted in the game ultimately ending for the Chiefs.
yeah,
Looked miserable.
yeah.
There's no life left in that team anymore. I'm gonna pick the Chargers. I think it's like Julian said, it's gonna be a very ugly game. It's not gonna be fun to watch. It's gonna be one of those, like paint drying games. I'm gonna pick the Chargers 16-13.
Yes, and one.
I really do believe it's a little high scoring than what you said, but I do think I think the Chiefs are on it.
Yeah.
I mean they're still gonna beat like the easy opponents they had down the stretch, the Titans, and they should beat the Raiders. They should beat the Raiders. The Raiders always make the second game close though.
Yeah, it's true.
Kenny Pickett, maybe.
Kenny Pickett, maybe you're the end. Maybe he's gonna beat Philly. He's got a big revenge game this weekend against Philly because Geno's not going to be able to go.
Super Bowl champ Kenny Pickett.
Super Bowl champ.
Might go. My sister loves Kenny Pickett. Why? I don't know. But, I mean, we were watching the draft when he got drafted, and she was like, I love Kenny. He hadn't even been drafted yet. I don't know how she knew about him. She was like, I love Kenny Pickett. Then he got drafted, and she got all excited. So
I like I said, I agree with you guys. It's going to be an ugly game.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Got two little fun games we're gonna play here. So, Star Wars trilogy rankings. We got the main trilogy, 4 through 6. Then we got the prequels, 1 through 3. And then we got the sequels.
Yeah.
Julian's face. Sums it all up. 7 through 9. So, Julian, why don't you start us off? Best movie from each trilogy.
All right.
I already know what he's gonna say for the prequels, and it's gonna drive me crazy. But
What?
go ahead.
It's Revenge of the Sith.
Oh, okay, sorry.
What?
I
know, but but this is that'll be a different episode. But I am a Phantom Menace enjoyer. I am.
Hey, you were just in the first episode of the show. We talked about Phantom Menace and how it's kind of different from the other prequels.
Yeah,
it's way goofier. Like it literally is a comedy, honestly, at times.
it's fantastic. I don't think it deserves the hate. I'm not saying this is magnum opus masterpiece 10 out of 10. It's got its problems, but I don't think Phantom Menace should be getting the hate that it deserves. Like I don't think it should be on the level of a Rise of Skywalker, where I feel like some people think it's on that level. Like I don't think it's as that bad. Which I really mean to spoil my sequel thing, but that's a spoiler. But I'm going with Revenge of the Sith. When you think of Star Wars, I feel like in the modern day, I think you think of Revenge of the Sith. You think of Anakin's turn to the dark side. Obi-Wan, Battle of the Heroes, Mustafar, him turning to Darth Vader. It's such a great way that they ended the original story told by George Lucas.
Yeah.
And it really connected not only what the prequel was established, but then what the originals came before it to really complete the story of the man behind the mask and not just the man Darth Vader. So I think I'm going to go with Revenge of the Sith. Also, it's absolute cinema.
Agreed.
The originals, now this is my favorite trilogy. I feel like this is a lot of people's. All of them are great in their own way, but I think it does really come down to two of them. And I'm going to go with what I think Empire Strikes Back. It's iconic. It's a classic. And it's really one of the first stories ever where the bad guys win. And I feel like that's more realistic in life. Not everything's going to be given to you and handed to you. Not always, everything's going to be sunshine and rainbow. Sometimes you need to lose in order to succeed. And you get that with Empire where they lose, the rebellion, Luke and everyone, but then they win in Return of the Jedi after learning from their failures.
Yeah.
So I think Empire, but A New Hope is an absolute classic. You can't deny the hero's journey, Luke, everything with that. And then Return of the Jedi, a great conclusion to the actual overall saga that we did have until these piles of show up. And with the sequel trilogy, they all have their problems. They all have you can say good, maybe. I truly think the best one here is Force Awakens, just because when you watch that movie, they had such a good establishing characters. They're establishing the world, the new world of what the Jedi are, Kylo Ren, what's Han Solo, Luke, Finn, all these people. It's great establishing. But the main complaint is that it's just a ripoff of A New Hope, which rightfully it is. But I feel like they went for that just because they wanted to connect the new generation with this new Star Wars universe, but kind of tell it in a way where it's familiar for people like me and you and older people. Where I give Last Jedi credit, I don't like it that much at all, but it tried to be different, which I think I can appreciate that. Whereas out of all three sequels, it's the most creative one, definitely by far. There was definitely more creative input and thought into Last Jedi, whether if I agree with the decisions they did make or not. I can appreciate that it's different. And then Rise of Skywalker's absolute trash. Yeah. It's disgusting. But I'm going to go with Force Awakens.
Yeah, I agree with that.
That's mine.
Yeah. I guess I'll go next. For the prequels, I'm picking Episode 3.
Yep. Yeah.
It's just I
feel like that one's a no-brainer.
It is. This is what I'll say. That movie has aged like fine wine. It might not have aged at all.
Yeah.
You could have that movie premiere in a movie theater right now without anybody knowing. You could wipe everyone's minds. And that movie looks like it's just got made.
Yeah, the effects are incredible still.
20 years later. 2005. We were born that year.
Yeah. I was born in 04. But
you were 04, but we're very about wrong era.
I'm December, so that's wrong.
Close enough.
But yeah, I mean, that movie is its all-time movie for me. I love that movie. Episode 3 is great, and no hate on Phantom Menace and Attack of the Clones. I think the prequels are the most watchable of all three trilogies. Yeah. I love the prequels.
Especially if you watch Clone Wars.
Yeah.
The show.
Well, if you understand,
It's an algebra it's incredible.
yeah. If you haven't watched Star Wars: The Clone Wars or
Go do
like
Life changing.
also Disney Plus released The Bad Batch.
Yeah.
Both very good shows.
They are.
Go watch them. I mean, there's a lot of Clone Wars stuff to watch, but
Yeah.
you'll hear through it. It's worth
it.
It's worth it. You'll understand after you watch the very first episode, the pilot episode. You'll understand. For the main trilogy, the OGs, I'm picking New Hope.
Okay.
Nice.
I feel like this is my statement. I mean, Empire Strikes Back, obviously great movie. The villains win something. Usually that's never how the story goes. It's not how the arc of the story goes. But with the New Hope, you could watch that movie all by itself, and you would never have to watch another Star Wars movie again.
Yeah.
You could have enough knowledge in the Star Wars universe just to watch that one movie, because I don't know, maybe as contingency when George Lucas was making the films and producing them or writing the story, maybe he was thinking, if it wasn't a good movie, if it didn't do as well as it did back in 1976, that like if it didn't do well in the box office, that they could just have that one movie. And that'd be it. You can literally watch that movie all by itself, and it's its own story.
Because it does a good job establishing like the world. Because there's two different ways you can watch Star Wars. You can watch it through chronological, which is 1 through 9 now, but 1 through 6, which was originally intended, or you can watch it in release.
Yeah.
And I think maybe watching a release maybe does it more justice, because I think that what A New Hope gets right is that it really establishes what is Star Wars, like what the Force is. What's this? Like in the prequel, episode 1 does it a little bit too, but it's more about the storyline between like what's going on in that situation.
For sure. And I think the Phantom Menace, like, it takes, when they created the Phantom Menace, I think they took a lot of what was in the New Hope, and they just assumed people saw that just because of how well it built the Star Wars universe. And I think it made it a lot easier to make Ryan a menace because they already had so much like there already. They had such a solid foundation.
That's right.
But yeah. Also, sorry, I gotta say, fun fact about A New Hope that just blows my mind. It's not really a fun fact because it's kind of obvious if you think about it, but New Hope came out in what, 1979?
77. They started making it in 76.
Yeah.
So if you think about it, people who were born in the 1800s, most likely there were people born in the 1800s who went to go see A New Hope in theaters.
Yeah,
when it came out
in our 80s. Yeah,
Another mind-blowing thing about the main trilogy, the original trilogy, we remember, everything was hand-painted.
Yeah,
a lot of it was.
I saw a reel about that earlier this week, and I'm like, man, that is
attention to detail. Yeah,
unworldly compared to like we could literally do that on a computer in 5 seconds.
Yeah,
it took them hours, days probably to paint a whole scene.
Yeah,
think of how many times they did that over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. Let me switch gears. Let me pick my final movie.
Yeah, sorry to cut you off.
No, it's all right.
I'd love you have it back.
New Hope. Fun facts, right? That makes it more interesting. But Force Awakens.
Yeah.
Look, I went to go see. I remember when they were hyping, like they were bringing back Star Wars. Like Disney was gonna bring back the trilogy based movies, and going to see that movie in person when I was a kid. I was only 10 at the time. It was just wild. Like going with my father was hyping it out. Like he was so excited because he went opening night to see the original, like New Hope. In 1977. He was only 5 at the time, but he could barely remember. But he was there, and he was hyping me up for it because it was his first like actual premiere Star Wars movie I ever seen, and it's the best movie out of those 3. Not only because it means a lot to me personally, and my connection to Star Wars, but I'd really like to pick like The Last Jedi. But yeah, like you said, it tried something new. It was different. The one thing that throws it off for me with The Last Jedi, I don't know if you guys remember this one scene where Princess Leia, like her ship gets exploded and she somehow like uses the floating and she just wakes up and uses the Force to fly back into
somehow the Force gives you oxygen or something when you're inside. I agree that, and then also where she like jumps into hyperspace and destroys what's that ship called? That humongous imperial ship, the Dreadnought.
The Dreadnought, yeah.
God,
come on, like that's not how it works.
That's not how hyperspace works.
So, We brought you on this show for a reason, Gabe.
Yeah.
Give us your movies.
Okay.
I'm excited.
Prequels. I feel like it's easy for me. We're just still doing the best one. We're not
Best
ranking.
one, yeah.
Okay. Best one. It's got to be Revenge of the Sith. I mean, there's no question there.
Yeah.
I mean, there is still moments in that movie where I'll watch it and like a tear will come to my eye. Just I like when he's like, "You are a brother to me," Anakin. Oh, it gets me every time. Similar to like Lord of the Rings, where it hits every time you watch it. Great movie.
Yeah.
I mean, not even. I would say it's the best Star Wars movie. But not even best Star Wars movie. One of the best movies of all time.
Yeah.
One of the best some of the best cinematic moments of all time. And so easily Revenge of the
There's so many good one-liners in that movie too.
Yeah.
Like, I got the high ground, Anakin.
It's over, Anakin.
I got the high ground.
Yeah. That's another great one. I always forget that's in the movie because you always think about like Mustafar and Order 66, but no, there's that awesome like
You're on this council, but you're not granted the rank of master. Or there's the other one too when he yells like hello there and he's like, General
movie.
You've been expecting you.
I mean, I love always seeing like the Instagram reels or whatever where it's just like Obi-Wan was really that guy. Like he was just walking
Everybody
down.
Everybody.
He was Mr.
Yeah,
he was literally like Mr. Aura, and everyone hated
It
him.
was incredible. He just was clowning on people left and right. He's the GOAT.
Like,
The GOAT.
Anakin / Darth Vader hated him. Count Dooku hated him. Grievous, Darth Maul, Death Watch. Who else hated him? A bunch of people hated him, and then
He's that guy.
he still had that aura. It was one of the last Jedi
Yeah.
planets.
In my opinion, greatest Jedi of all time.
You can make
I'll die on that hill. Greatest Jedi of all time. Maybe not the most powerful, but the greatest, hands down.
Shout out Liam Neeson though. I love Liam Neeson as Qui-Gon
Yeah.
Jinn. What a great cast.
Agreed.
nowadays.
That was fantastic.
Look, keep going.
Okay, original trilogy. Gotta go with Empire Strikes Back. I agree with Julian. I think what puts it above the other two movies is just those iconic moments that it has. You know, I remember as a kid watched A New Hope, and then my dad was like explaining like Hoth to me because I've always loved like big movie battles, right?
Yeah.
And my dad was explaining Hoth to me, and I was just thinking to myself, I'm like, that sounds so cool. Like the big AT-ATs, like walking through the snow, and I'm like, that sounds incredible. Watched it as a kid, didn't disappoint. I mean, what a great battle.
I love Cloud City too. Everything on because that's nostalgic. Like anything on Cloud City, the music, just walking around, it's awesome.
So
Lando by Calrissian.
Love him. What a great scene where they open up, the door opens, Darth Vader's there. Han Solo doesn't skip a beat. He just pulls his gun right out and tries to shoot Vader. Doesn't work obviously, but that scene always cracks me up too. Yeah, no, great movie. The moments make it. Other two are fantastic as well, but that one is my personal favorite. As for
This is where I look forward to.
As for the sequels, these two, no, we've stayed up till 3 a.m. many times arguing this. But I gotta agree with them. Force Awakens, the best one. I talked to my dad about this a lot. He's kind of convinced me otherwise. I previously had a bad taste in my mouth with Force Awakens, just because I feel like it, like you said, it was basically just A New Hope all over again. But I think it's a good movie. My dad always says it's the task that they had to undertake of bringing in a news trilogy, right? That not only the diehard fans are gonna like, right? That's already a hard thing that you see pretty much every single franchise struggle with is making a new trilogy, new ideas that the diehard fans are gonna like. They also needed to cater towards these fans who are now in their 40s, 50s, 60s. They need to watch this movie opening day and be like, that was a good Star Wars movie. I love Star Wars. This was Star Wars. I love it. And then on top of that, they had to get these kids who are born, these like 5-year-olds, 10-year-olds. They need them to come to the theaters and be like, wow. And maybe they've never seen Star Wars before and say to themselves, wow, I really like Star Wars. This is awesome. Mom, Dad, can we go to The Last Jedi when it comes out in 1 or 2 years, right?
Yeah.
So the amount that they had to do,
Right.
it was incredible. And with everything in that in mind, they did a good job. I think they did what Phantom Menace needed to do, but didn't do.
Right. Bring the fandom, like, hype them back up.
Right. Get everyone together to be like, maybe it wasn't the greatest movie, but boy, I'm excited to see
The next one.
what's Rey's story. Like, how did what are they called? The First Order? How did they come back into power? Like, where's Luke?
Yeah.
What's gonna happen to Leia? Or in Sad that Han Solo died. They brought the fandom together, and maybe they didn't agree that it was one of the greatest Star Wars movies of all time, but I think we're gonna look back and see that it's a decent movie that everyone left the theater saying, "What? That was." I'm excited to see what comes next. Obviously, they shouldn't have been excited to see what comes next. That's just my opinion. As much as I do give The Last Jedi a lot of greats, and they did a lot of good things, it kind of just went downhill and then straight off a cliff. But yeah, for that reason, I think The Force Awakens is great. Not a lot of like original ideas at the basis of the story, but cool characters. I mean, boy, I remember leaving that theater with my dad and being like, Rey is a cool character. And also like it was just cool. And Star Wars has a lot of these characters, but the main character being a badass female character, main character, and it was really cool to see for sure.
I agree.
So yeah, we rank our best movies from each trilogy. I would say we rank our worst from each trilogy, but I don't even think we need to do that. We can just say like what the worst movie is out of all 9. It's the 9th one.
Yeah.
Yeah, like if you don't agree with that, please go get your head scans.
Yeah.
You might have some like.
If you don't think Rise of Skywalker is the bottom 2, I think you got.
Yeah, you got. Yeah, you could switch them in now for the Last Jedi. But I think Last Jedi is definitely. Last Jedi. Then Rise of Skywalker is easily like. I left that movie theater like thinking, what did I just spend 20 of my hard-earned dollars watching? It was. They just like we've talked about this. We've had those late night discussions.
Yeah.
That they went from one director to another director, back to the director they had for the first movie,
And a bunch of different writers.
and a bunch of different writers. You got to stick with one thing for the entire trilogy to make sense. That's what good movie franchises have.
Or at least try your best to stick to what the other guy was doing. It just
Try to stick to the story, like
all over the place.
go on.
Every time me and my dad like leave a movie period that we go to watch, but especially Star Wars movies, well, on the drive home we're always like, oh, I've got this question. It was really interesting with this. I really wonder what they're gonna do with this character. And oh, when they said this line, I wonder what that means. Like in the whole car ride home, always we'd just be talking about this. We'd get home, even if it was like 11 at night, which as a kid, that was like late for me. We would still just be like, oh, I wonder about this. I wonder about that. And I feel like we watched The Force Awakens and we were like, boy, I've got all these questions. Watched The Last Jedi and was like, maybe one of those questions was answered. Maybe I have more knowledge to like base future theories off of, but I still wonder all this stuff. Boy, I'm so excited to see The Rise of Skywalker. It's going to answer all these questions finally. I remember we left that theater and we were just like, wow, I have the same amount of questions, if not more. And the questions that were answered doesn't make sense. Does not make sense at all.
One thing that always fucked with my mind: why did they make Rey and Ben kiss?
Yeah.
Why did we need that? Yeah. Why did we?
And what sealed the deal for me was when the closing scene where she's on Tatooine, right? And the old lady's like, "Who are you?" And she's like, "Rey." And doesn't the old lady say, "Rey
what? And she's like, Ray Skywalker. Oh my God. Like,
I wanted to just fall on my chair.
and it's like, I have bigger issues in the movies than that, but like, I think that being like the last scene in the movie, like that being the closing thing of this trilogy, her being like, I'm a Skywalker now, like, it's just, I don't know. I truly believe it would have been better if she was like Rey who, and she was like Rey Palpatine. Because then at least she's like, she went on this whole journey of like, who am I? What's my past? It would have been great if she figured it out. She was like, wow, I'm ashamed that like I'm Palpatine, whatever, but that's who I am.
Yeah.
Because that's what she spent the whole trilogy trying to figure out.
Yeah.
And also, I don't think she had a connection with Luke well enough, or Ben, that she could be like, I'm a Skywalker. Like, it just, I feel like that was left a very sour taste in my mouth.
We just like, it left a mark.
Yeah.
On the entire trilogy part of the universe, like the main part of the story.
Yeah.
Let's just switch gears.
Yeah.
Let's do something a little more.
Let's
stop talking about, like one of the worst movies ever to exist.
Yeah.
Literally one of the worst. If you haven't seen Rise of Skywalker and you just want to make fun of a movie, no, if you want to make fun of a movie, watch it.
Yeah.
Because then you could just make fun of it for like, how long is it? Oh, is it 3 hours?
Yeah.
A little over 2 hours.
A little over 2 hours.
But just be aware, if you're a Star Wars fan, you're going to have fun making fun of it. You're also going to be depressed.
Yes.
Then be like, what happens? How could it have gone this way?
So Star Wars fans love, we love the movies, we love the shows, but what do Star Wars fans love even more? We love Lego Star Wars.
Yeah, we like, who doesn't love going down, like when we were kids, obviously, the Lego aisle used to mean a lot more.
Oh, yeah.
Like the Lego aisle used to be peak.
Yeah.
It used to be like,
The best part of going
you walk past it and it would be like talking to you.
Yeah.
Like, you got to go buy it.
Like in Lord of the Rings, it was like the one ring where like you whispered,
The ring-
it like
the ring
give
of
the
power.
power.
Yeah, literally.
Like Lego Darth Vader would be like, choose.
Yeah. Whispered like little like voices in my head, be like, go down.
Yeah.
Build the Death Star that you can't afford.
I felt like a mosquito going to like one of those zapping bug traps.
Like a moth to a flame.
Yeah, off the flame. But Julian, explain how we decided to go this route with this Lego Zodiac sign game we're gonna play here.
How did we go about it?
How did we go about it?
Yeah.
Well, last week you showed me a reel.
Oh.
We were driving to go get food somewhere. I can't remember exactly what we were doing. But you're just like, we're sitting there at red light, and he just shows me this random reel. Like, what would your Lego minifigure Zodiac sign be? And I'm like, we absolutely have to do this when Gabe's on here, because like,
100%.
why not? Like, it's peak, like it's
Yeah.
content. So, Julian, why don't you lead us off? Who is your Lego Zodiac sign? All the minifigures and complete sign.
Yeah. I would say my Lego Zodiac sign is, I'm closest between two of them. I'm going to go with Gonk Droid.
Okay.
Really? Why Gonk Droid?
I love Gonk Droid. And not only because he's Gonk Droid, well, don't laugh, I might.
I'm not laughing. I'm just chuckling.
What does Gonk Droid do?
He doesn't die. He gonks. He just goes
There you
gonk,
go.
gonk. Like he just like walks very slowly. You can't kill,
around.
and you can't kill it. You can't shoot it. Can't force choke. Like can't do anything with it.
Oh, in the Lego game.
Yeah, it doesn't die. So
Yeah.
I'm going.
I mean,
with
in the
Gonk.
movies too. Like, I feel like you see him in the background, and you're just like, boy, that just made my day.
Dude's just chilling.
Same thing with you. I see you walking around campus. I'm like, there's Julian. That just made my day. So I see it. Yeah. There you go.
You're else a Gonk Droid in real life.
I guess I'm a Gonk Droid. And just walking slowly. All you hear,
Walking around the campus and
you just hear sound effects for him. But I'm going with Gonk Droid. I love me a classic Gonk Droid.
What am I gonna go with? So like, I played this game entirely. I've collected all the characters. Like, if you haven't played this game,
what are you doing?
what are you doing? You can buy this game on Xbox, on PlayStation, for like $10. Buy this game. This is a fun game. You can play this game for hours. Like, There's so much stuff to do in this game.
In his library.
It's all episodes 1 through 6.
And they tell the story great too.
Yeah.
Without speaking,
And it's funny.
without speaking a word.
Yeah.
Without speaking a word, they tell the emotions of Star Wars.
Oh, yeah.
Who do I go with here? just because I always used to play with him, and my brother would get so upset. Julian and I talked about this, about one character that's made my brother so upset on a past episode of Galactic Sports Talk. Miss Windu.
I thought you were gonna say
He's right here. No, not Jar Jar. I never played with Jar Jar. That's the advantages of using Jar Jar.
All you do is jump.
All you do is jump.
Yeah.
And maybe like push around things. Yeah, the pushing animation is just so weird and goofy, but that's part of what made the game cool. But Mace Windu.
Gotcha.
Purple lightsaber.
I mean, yeah.
Literally Aura Farm.
Can't get cooler than that.
And then I've mentioned this before. My brother, Calvin, hates the scene.
Calvin.
Shout out Calvin. Hates the scene in episode 2 when Jango Fett gets his head cut off by Mace Windu. And we've literally watched that movie only to see that scene because he starts crying.
Oh my god.
He is the biggest Fett supporter I've ever seen. Literally, he has a full suit. He has a full Boba Fett suit.
That's what the Fett's
Helmet and everything. He's got the gun, and
That's sick.
he just doesn't have a jetpack.
Is it the Fets in general, or does he really just love
He loves Mandalorians and the Fets.
Okay.
But Boba Fett in general.
That's
He literally sent me a picture from his day job for Halloween, actually, this year. He sent me a picture, a selfie of himself. He's decked out in his old, 15-year-old Boba Fett hoodie.
That's fire.
He's like, Fett's supporting from Tal.
I like how you say he had a Fett supporter.
He is, he's literally a Fett supporter.
He had on a tee. Put that on a
you know, like those Star Wars Black Series figures that you can buy, those action figures, that high quality pristine figures that you can pose and everything and have in a case.
Yeah.
He's got every single Mandalorian, Boba Fett, Jango Fett figure they came out with.
He should have a shirt that says "I'm so fat."
Yeah. All right, Julian. Go ahead. And now that Julian.
You know, I was thinking long and hard. When you guys told me that we were gonna do this, I was looking at the options, and part of me was like, I should do Qui-Gon because people say I got that Qui-Gon vibe going on, beard, long hair, and then I thought to myself, no, I gotta pick this character. In my opinion, the GOAT of Star Wars, Jar Jar. I'm just playing. No, I'm just messing with you. It's gotta be R2. R2-D2. Exactly. As these two know, and people who know me, sometimes I'll just be hanging around and I'll make weird, goofy, random noises. And I just looked at R2 and I was like, not only are you the GOAT, but also you just make goofy noises. Nothing's better than... I mean, it can't get much better than that.
And he saves the day.
Then he saves the day constantly. So A, he's the GOAT. B, he also makes weird random noises. And like me. And so, yeah, that's got to be my pick.
We picked some really good minifigures. Why not?
Yeah.
Some good Zodiac signs. I'm gonna ask this just to end our fun little sci-fi Star Wars segment that we've had here today. What is your guys' favorite moment with anything Lego Star Wars? Maybe physical Star Wars Legos or the video game, because obviously the video game is fire. I'll start off first. Mine actually came last year, fall semester, in our dorm room over at Devereaux. You were playing Lego Star Wars: The Complete Saga moments before the PlayStation Network went offline. And I remember you were so upset, why did it just crash? What's going on? Because you were I can't remember what episode you were on, but it was one of the harder challenges that you're going through on the game, and you were so upset. The entire night, so upset that the PlayStation Network went down. We were all on our phones like a Woj bomb dropped or something. And it was all the PlayStation Network's down, it's in flames. And yeah, that is honestly my favorite memory. Anything Lego Star Wars video game wise, but physical Legos. I was 8 years old. It was just a random afternoon. And my grandmother randomly shows up with the X-Wing, what's his name? Luke Skywalker's X-Wing from episode 4.
Yeah. Red 5.
Red 5. W, had the best time building that set. and probably like one of my most memorable moments with Legos ever. Because Legos are fun. Like they're part of my childhood. Obviously part of yours.
100%.
Like that was like a big part of my childhood.
Yeah. For me, if we're talking like game wise, I gotta say that like that cutscene where Palpatine's like execute Order 67, and I'm not gonna. Yeah, I resisted the urge for a couple seconds, but and then they all start like dancing and goofing around, and then he's like, "What? Wait, no. Order 66," and all the clones are like, "Oh," and they just pull out their guns to shooting. I mean, before this previous year, hilarious. It always cracked me up. Now the 6-7 game, I just feel like it makes
that cutscene even
so
better.
funny.
Yeah,
Like it just cracks me up. Actual like physical Legos. I think like one of my first Lego sets I can remember was that clone, like the 501st clone battle pack.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I remember.
It was like just small little like walker,
Yeah,
and then it had like
and you got a whole bunch of clone minifigures.
yeah,
guns.
it was like
Yeah,
Rex, and then like another clone, and then it had like I think like a droideka.
Yeah,
And I remember building that on the floor, and I was just like, that was one of my first Lego sets, and I was like, this is the coolest thing I've ever seen in my life. Like peak moment.
Absolute cinema.
Absolute cinema. You name it, peak. Like to this day, I still think of like moments in my life where I'm like, wow, life is just wonderful. And it was sitting on my carpet, in the living room carpet, and building that set and just being like, holy crap, this is awesome. Yeah, so just that and like building Star Wars Lego sets with my dad, like it can't get much better than
one thing I'll add: there is nothing like a good Lego fight scene.
Oh,
Especially like thinking back, like when I was like younger or I was like a little kid, like having all my Lego Star Wars stuff out and just like having a giant battle. I built every droid I possibly could. Every like clone I possibly could. Just do a giant battle.
that's thick.
Eventually, every piece would be all over the floor everywhere because like
The mass destruction.
just the mass destruction.
The chaos.
So when my favorite Lego like Star Wars like video game memory was probably this was like 8-year-old, 9-year-old me on the Wii. I had it on the Wii with like the nunchuck and everything.
Yeah.
And I'm playing the game, and like I had no idea like once you hit somebody in the cantina in the opening, everyone sort of starts fighting each other.
Yeah.
I had no clue. So I remember specifically, and the volume was up so high on the TV, I didn't really know. So I'm just swaying like testing. Then I killed the dude in the game, and then all of a sudden, you just hear like music, like so it, like you just hear like screaming from my room, and my mom runs up thinking like something happened, like, and she's like, "Why is the TV so loud?" Like all you hear is like gunshots and like lightsabers and music bump back. Like you just hear loud like think about it. You're just downstairs minding your own business, and then you just hear in your son's room. Like
the Lego death noise.
Yeah, like everywhere and shot and like blaster shots. So that's probably one of my favorite memories. Because it's hilarious. Probably favorite Lego moment. I do remember when I was younger, I built. It was episode 6. They were on Endor, the speeders. I had the Luke and Leia set when they were on their speeders and they're chasing the scout troopers. So like I have that was my first set I remember building. So it's so cool. I think I still have it somewhere in the house.
Yeah.
But I used to love Legos, and one day I said if I ever had the money, I wanted to buy like the Death Star one and really or like the starships or Imperial starships. I think those would be cool to do.
Agreed. My dream set like that, UCS Venator. Let me ask you guys a question, actually. What is the greatest Star Wars ship? Like I'm talking like Imperial Star Destroyer, like Lucre Hulk, like the Venator. What's your pick for like greatest Star Wars ship?
I like the Falcon.
Okay.
I was gonna say the Falcon. Greatest Star Wars ship ever, though.
Yeah. I feel like there's a clear choice for me.
It's gonna be the Venator for you, is it?
It's the greatest ship in all of sci-fi.
What, the Imperial one?
No, the Republic.
Oh yeah, the Clone War. Yeah, the
Yeah.
Clone War.
I mean,
That's awesome. Yeah.
I'm gonna have to agree with you, Julian. I think it's the Falcon. Like it's so iconic.
that is
Like,
true.
But if I have an army, I want to.
Oh, 100%. Sorry about that side note.
No, it's
I'm
great.
just a Venator enthusiast. I love the Venator.
Maybe whenever I get my first Venator, if I get a Venator, we can build it.
I'm down. You let me know. I'll fly across the country. If we graduate, go our separate ways, you let me know I'm there.
I remember another set I got when I was a kid. This is more around like when Force Awakens is coming out because I got the Force Awakens Millennium Falcon, like the big one. Like that was my Christmas gift. Like that's what I got.
Mhm.
That took weeks to build.
Yeah.
That took so long. I couldn't even lift it.
Yeah.
My dad had to help me lift it because it was so heavy.
That's
It
awesome.
was that big. And I mean, yeah, just like there's so many great memories. I'm just saying out to you guys, like there's so many great memories you can have with Legos. And,
Oh, yeah.
obviously Lego Star Wars Complete Saga, great game. So if you haven't played that, play it.
Go play it.
Well, that's it from us here at Galactic Sports Talk. Gabe, thank you for joining
Hey,
us.
thanks for having me. This has been awesome. Great experience. I mean, I've been a huge fan. Me and Aaron Hardy, we spend our Friday nights sometimes sitting on his couch and enjoying a drink, not apple juice, obviously. And just watching Galactic Sports Talk, man. If you are not watching Galactic Sports Talk and it's a night where you're just hanging out with your buds and you're like, boy, we should put something on TV and just have a chill night. Go to YouTube, look up Galactic Sports Talk, press play. You will not regret it. Also, shout out Aaron Hardy. Love you, man.
Maybe a potential guest
Yeah.
upcoming. We'll see.
He's the last Jedi.
Maybe I'm calling you out right now, Mr. Hardy, but you might be on our show very soon. I am gonna force you to be on our show, definitely. Yeah, thank you for coming on, Gabe.
Yeah, I've had a great time.
Appreciate your time.
Great way to break up the grind.
Maybe this isn't the only show you're on. Maybe you're back for more.
You guys shoot me a text. I am there. Shoot me a text and I'm there.
From myself, from Julian, from Gabe. Thanks for watching Galactic Sports Talk. See you next time.
See ya.
See ya.